spoken to you in a while. You, since we last talked, you went to Kona and had a nice little time out there, and you're gearing up for a little event tomorrow. Why don't you tell us about what you've been up to?
Well, I went over to Hawaii, had some fun over there with a couple buddies, and did the race, did the 70.3 Hanu, and that was good. I wanted to have some fun and just experience the island in a little different atmosphere than the Ironman. So that was mission accomplished over there. I had a good time and it had a good result. And normally I wouldn't really think anything of just winning something that usually isn't that big of a race, but the time was good, and compared to guys in the past who have had some good results after that. So that was a good result, and showed me that just being healthy is a positive thing for me this year. The fact that I can stay healthy and get in some consistent training and my form's back on, and then I've been able to come home from that race and continue the hard training and get ready for a couple of short races here. I've got Boulder Peak this weekend, which who knows how it'll go. I've put in a good 3-week block of training, so I'm tired, but sometimes at altitude that'll work out. If you can go in just with a couple of days of refreshing, you can pull out a good one. So.
And Boulder Peak's been known to be more of a strongman's course.
Yeah, it's got a nice hill on the bike. Sometimes there's some wind, and then the run, a lot of it's on dirt, and that tends to help me because it's just not quite as speedy.
And it's always hot.
And then it's altitude. You pretty much have to live here to do well here, unless you really have a tendency to do well at altitude. So I haven't looked at the field, so I don't really know who's racing. I just want to go out and have a good hard effort leading into a little bit of downtime from racing over the month of July.
Okay.
Triathlon racing. I've got some other fun races planned. So.
Yeah, you've got a couple of interesting training races coming up. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, the past couple summers I've ended up going and spending some time up in Aspen in the month of July, and I really enjoy it up there. It's a good place to get some base miles in, go back and do a little bit of just fun training, no real schedule, you just ride the bike as much as I want. And so this year I'm going up, and I'm kind of bookending my trip to Aspen with a couple of mountain bike races. I've got a 50-mile one next weekend up in Leadville, followed by a half marathon in Vail the next day. So that'll be a nice weekend, the 17th and 18th, and then I'll spend a good week and a half or so training in Aspen, just riding Pearl Pass and Taylor Pass and stuff like that, on Independence Pass, and just having a good time with Nicole, and a couple of buddies are going to be up there. Then I'll come back and have 5430, which I guess now is 70.3 Boulder, and that'll just kind of be doing that off of base training. I want to go into that, and that'll be kind of my last half before I start my Kona build. And the Kona build's actually going to begin with a nice little mountain bike race up in Leadville. I got into the Leadville 100 mountain bike race this year, so that will be a new experience.
Sounds like there's going to be some interesting, there's always interesting names up there, especially since the Lance factor has been added to the whole Leadville experience.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do it because I've got some buddies that have done it all along, and now that Lance is doing it, it just makes it that much harder to get in. Even when the owner of the race and the crew, they do a pretty true lottery system. So I got lucky and got in this year, and I think my goal is to just finish the thing. I think it'll be a nice 7 to 8 hour day in the saddle, and I'd be doing a long ride for Kona that weekend anyway, and I figured why not have some fun on the mountain bike and up at altitude, and amongst a bunch of people that are just having a blast. Now that I hear all the people that are doing it, it'd be fun to be in that lead group for a few miles in the beginning, just to hear some of that smack talk that's going on. But
right,
I'm definitely going to be patient and take my time up there. I think I'll be strong in the second half of the race, and those guys go out pretty quick now up there. And I think actually Jeremy Horgan's going to do it this year as well, so they're going to have a nice little crew going to break some fast times up there.
Maybe we need to get some Endurance Conspiracy kits, kind of like how Lance raced for Mellow Johnny's.
Yeah, we could definitely do something like that. It'd be fun. I'm more concerned about getting the Endurance Conspiracy crew up there to crew for me.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Cody at Pearl Zoom, see what he can do.
I gotta teach you to ride a motorcycle so you can get from point to point easier.
Yeah, I think I'll surprise you. All right, so okay, Kona build-up. That's, you got Leadville, and then so what kind of factor do you think? You're going to be 39 at Kona this year. What it's been a couple years since your fourth place in 2007. Last year, we'll just call that a hiccup. What do you think the age factor is going to affect for this year?
Well, I'm gonna sound like Dave Scott did when I was younger, and be like, you know, surprisingly, the guys that are, you know, the past couple of years who have done really well are the older guys,
right?
And they're still the ones with the experience and the strength, I think, that do really well over there. Although there's always a crew of young guys coming on. I mean, it's always such a different race. I'm going in different this year than I have since probably '02, where I finally, I thought I've been healthy and thought I've been fit before going in, but if I can keep just being healthy and keep my form and my bike fit and everything dialed in, I think I'll really be able to go in and have a good time and be pretty confident in just having a good race over there, which is something I just haven't had for too long. Even '07 when I was fourth, I had a terrible race for me. It was everything was just off. So.
Yeah, well, people who know you know that if you get over there healthy and with the training in that you feel you need to do, that you'll be where you want to be.
Yeah, I'm just excited to have the opportunity to race again over there, and I know that the times for racing in that race are short for me, and so I think now more than ever I'm just really enjoying every experience I get. And I used to not get real excited for races anymore, and now I'm back to being really excited to go out and test myself. I think because I've been able to put in the training, so I'm healthy, and it's fun to go out and do some hard efforts in training and then back them up in a race.
Right. Well, and even in the short course now, it's some of the older guys are. I mean, even like Greg Bennett and Whitfield, those guys are in their mid-30s now, and they're still, at the top of the heap. So
yeah, talent and experience, they play a big part of it. You don't have that raw, speed and stuff, but our sport's not really about that. I mean, the ITU racing has gotten definitely into some fast 10K running, which, I know that I couldn't put out a 30-minute 10K right now, but you're still looking at a 2-hour race for Olympic distance, and you look at the guys in marathon. I mean, Gabriel Selassie is still world record holder, and he's getting up there in age. So
right,
it's I think experience. I think the whole world is turning towards age is
just a number.
Is a number, and I think that I've talked to a lot of guys who are 45 and stuff, and they're like, I'm still getting better. And I know that's different when you get to the elite athlete fields, but I still feel pretty good this year. I think I feel a little younger and a little healthier, and I'm just excited to be racing.
Cool. Anything else you want to say?
Not really.
I'm trying to think of any funny questions I could ask you. What kind of music you listening to these days? You listen to that hard smash and thrash metal when you're riding, or are you?
It depends on the ride. On interval rides, I've got sometimes I don't listen to anything. And then sometimes I've got my little TT mixes, which have a bunch of everything in there, and I've got a lot of mellow stuff on there too. Abbott Brothers have been really good.
Nice.
What else? Julian Calabasas, the guy from the Strokes. I got some of his stuff recently that I really like.
So when's your where's the next performance for the Kiss cover band?
S. Pete.
S. Pete. All right. All right, well, there you have it, Tim DeBoom. Thanks for the time.